Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. I hope you enjoy, so let's get started. And here we are at the Riverfront Park, the World's Expo site for 1974. Pretty cool. You can see what their kind of attraction thing was through the trees there. It's kind of like a, I don't know, it kind of looks like a tent or something, but we'll get over there and get a better look. They certainly tried to keep the idea of the lights from the bridge along the path here with these modern LED recreations. Pretty neat, goes decent enough. Love the old parking garage and the old metal halide floodlights that light up the city streets. That's pretty cool. Here you can get another view of these lights. Now it does look like at least this one right here has been converted to LED. If you can see it, if we digitally zoom in here, you can see some giant corncob LED bulbs. The last time I was in town, probably over a year ago, they were still metal halide downtown, 400 watt, I believe. I'm not sure the manufacturer of these. Something tells me Sylvania for some reason, but I want to say some other companies made some globe lights like this as well. Under the bridge here, it looks like we had a whole bunch of different square lights, but now we just have some LED ones that you'd normally see at, well, any gas station USA. Neat old clock tower here. This thing's pretty big. I wonder if it was made for the Expo as well. I'm sure it was. This thing's massive. This is what's at the base of the clock tower. Not sure if you can read it with the sun glaring off of it, but Burlington Northern. I do believe that's a railroad, yes. Okay, well here's their big attraction. You know, Seattle had their 1962 World's Fair, and we ended up with the Space Needle. This is what Spokane ended up with. I'm not really sure what the name of this thing is, but it's kind of like a giant tent. And this has a big tree in the way. Isn't that nice? So let's move a little bit this way, and you can get a better idea what this thing is. There we go. That's a pretty cool design. It looks like we got a sign over here that probably tells us all about it, so let's go over here. Looks like it's just a sign. They call it the Riverfront US Pavilion. Maybe that was the name of this thing back in the day. Just different places to go, a map, and echoes of Expo. Must be something you can listen to along the way. Just a really unique structure. I think it lights up at night. That's why it has the different kind of 3 light sections, as you can see in different spots. There's like these 3 lights. I think they light up at night. So yeah, this thing is simply called the United States Pavilion. That's just the simple name for it. So we'll walk underneath here. As you can see, there's a bridge you can walk up on too. Maybe we'll have to take a look at that, but interesting. And they got some different sails here to provide some shade, and it looks like they got like a stage or something they set up. Got some indoor glass areas. Yeah, simply the United States Pavilion. I saw this when I was here years ago for work as well, but I don't remember if I had enough time to walk underneath it. Just a really interesting sight to see. You got the falls over here. This little LED spotlight thing is pretty cool for a little pathway light. Oh yeah, that's a river all right. That's cool. I don't know, what way should we go? Let's see what that way is a little bit. On the other side here, we have a ticket booth. So they must do different concerts and things that they must, you know, close off the inside somehow with whatever. Looks like now it's just called the Spokane Pavilion. Very well maintained grounds. It's nice when cities keep things like this and not necessarily just get rid of them after a World Expo, because it certainly adds history and something interesting to the community rather than just, you know, getting rid of it and putting a parking lot or something really boring. Got an interesting little bridge here, and we'll definitely take a look across that. And then that goes into downtown. There's that old parking garage again. Again, with some unique post top lights here. We've certainly seen a variety while walking around this evening. They still have some sort of people mover. As you can see there in the center of the screen, there's some cars. And of course the tower over here. I think it still works. They mentioned on the bridge over there that they're still selling tickets for this attraction. Here's a little bit of a closer look at the end where you'd get on and off. And they have two cars just sitting right here. And the other three that we saw. I'm trying to get over here to this Washington water power plant to get across that little tiny bridge way over there. Lots of people out and about for a Wednesday evening. So there's the bridge where we were a little bit ago. And here's this one here. I remember walking across this one a couple years or more ago now when I was in town the first time for work. So let's go across this one. It's got some mist going on here. Pretty cool. Let's take a look over here first. A hydroelectric power plant. That's pretty cool. Feel free to pause and take a read if you want. We got all the water over here. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful sunset. It's definitely misty up here and very loud. You can also feel the bridge going up and down. So there we got our United States Pavilion for the 1974 World's Fair Expo. And some type of old brick thing over here. I wonder what used to be over here. Interesting. Very nice, beautiful view though. Oh my, I didn't even realize that they got another bridge over here. Yeah, so bridge number 2. I suppose we'll continue our walk this way as the sun is starting to set, and we do need to make our way over there. Well, that was really pretty, especially with the sun setting and the nice orange and yellow in the background. But for some reason now it's dumped us here on a road, and I think we got to go over here to get back to the trail. This building here is the Spokane Arena. I'm sure it does all kinds of different stuff inside. Look at what's hiding behind the vines on this pole. We got a wide light. Unfortunately, it's really hard for me to tell what kind of bulb might be in that thing. It's just really hard to see in there, but maybe you can make something out. What do you guys think the lighting source is for this? I'm guessing mercury vapor. It looks bigger than my 400 watt version, so 1,000 watt mercury vapor maybe? Pretty cool find though. And now we're back at the park again, so this should provide us with a trail to get all the way across town. Or, well, it's not all the way across town. I just need to get a little bit more that way. Oh, this side over here is hopping too. We got all kinds of basketball going on and some big building. We got a pavilion here. And we got some mix of lights again, some LED thing, and then a acorn. I guess they couldn't really decide what one they wanted, so you get both. Well, this has certainly been a very nice walk this evening. Definitely tell it's some type of LED. Probably the same as the other side. Yeah, it looks like they've all been corn cob. Even this one has a corn cob in it. That's a big one. Yep, LED, as to be expected. Can someone tell me what the point of this fence is? There's like a 1 foot gap underneath it. I don't know what's trying to keep out, tall people? And then it literally just ends right here, so you can walk around it. So, okay then. Can you say old halogen floodlights? This must be some other type of hotel. Just look at that architecture. Really cool. And some older acorns here. I'm sure they got LED in them too. Yeah, it looks like it. We got one over here. Looks pretty LED to me. You can literally see the giant, corncob LED in there. Love this older architecture. You can see the elevators there in the corner. And our giant LEDs are turning on and off because that's nice. Yeah, giant LEDs. It's got to be the same ones they used in the giant globe lights. This one's looking a little older. Pretty cool. These here are literally just glowing. Oh, they're high pressure sodium and they just turned on. Ooh, no wonder they're just glowing. Yeah, they're turning orange now. They were literally just a white a second ago, right when I turned the camera on. Finally, we found something other than LED. Beautiful. High pressure sodium. I like it. I want some more of it. Very nice. And unfortunately, we're back to the world of LED again. More LEDs under this bridge here, but it looks pretty good. It's not too bad. There's the other side. We went underneath that, well, a little bit ago. I don't think I filmed it though. The sun was really bright at that time and I couldn't really see that direction because it was blinding. And last but not least, it looks like we've made our way back to the hotel here because we have our unique triangular lights. According to my coworkers that live here in Spokane, this used to be a Red Lion, but as you can see, they've certainly put a lot of money into this place. And that's what they told me. They've definitely been investing in this hotel, and it sounds like the reviews and everything have certainly gone up. So definitely a positive thing that somebody put the right amount of time and effort and initiative into this building, because it certainly has turned out really nice. Well, I really hope you enjoyed our little walking excursion. I certainly did, seeing all the different lighting sources and the World's Expo pavilion and the US pavilion and whatever all that stuff was. But high pressure sodium, that was definitely a highlight. Anyway, it's time to go back to the hotel here and, well, listen to that car or vehicle or whatever it is that's making that really loud noise. I went downstairs to fill these water cups up with ice at the ice maker, and I was pleasantly surprised to find on the ice maker they also have a cold filtered water tap. I've never seen such a thing. Have ice makers at hotels always have that? I thought it was just ice, but no, look, they got filtered water. This is awesome. Much better than the sink, that's for sure. Well, it's our last night, and this evening I was recommended by my coworkers to try out a Chinese restaurant called Cathy Inn up the way here. So let's see what we get here. I decided to go with their house special chow mein with some different meats and stuff in it. Let's go right ahead and see what we get. I have not seen one of these containers in a long time, so looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and give it a try and let you know what we find out. So far, so good. I got no complaints. Got a nice variety of, looks like some type of chicken and beef and mushrooms and broccoli and noodles, and pretty good. I'm happy with the decision this evening. I realized I haven't updated on this bed at all and what it feels like. So it's a nice bed. It's a big bed, all right. I've just been sleeping on that side there, but it is very firm. Yeah, okay. Thermal. Yeah, It's very firm. Let's pronounce words as always. Okay. It's very firm. So if you like, sleeping on the floor, but one step above, it's like that. Now, it's probably because it really hasn't been broken in. It seems to be a very new mattress. I haven't seen any dirt or anything inside of, any of the sheets or anything. I think it's all very new. So it could just be the fact that it has to be broken in or something. But other than that, I sleep through the night. I mean, if it was really bad, I'd be tossing and turning constantly, but I'm not. I do sleep through the night perfectly fine. So it's decent, a little too firm for me though. So you know what? Let's go for another walk. This restaurant most certainly gets the people. Really packs the parking lot of the hotel, but hey, at least they're doing a good business. We'll walk the other direction today. Well, it's our last night in Spokane, and it's certainly been enjoyable. Seeing how things are done a little bit differently over here for work, and just talking with everyone at the branch here, and just doing things like that, and well, exploring around. Of course, that's been fun. So it's been a great time. Tomorrow we'll head out around noon and hopefully get back into town at a decent time, and here we go. Here's our beautiful high pressure sodium acorns again. They seem to be just around this building here, whatever this one is. Looks like they got some type of high bay looking thing in there, but I'm sure that's not what, oh, they turned it off. Well, they don't want us looking at that anymore, but we got these nice high pressure sodium acorns. They're beautiful. Let's see what in the world this pavilion is. Looks pretty neat. It's got a pretty tall roof on it. So here's our structure. Looks like it has some bathrooms in the bottom here. Well, of course, we got some lights inside. Looks like we got an LED way up there at the top, and some different LEDs around here, and then some older fixtures here. I wonder if these are incandescent or fluorescent or something. They don't seem to have enough of a housing for it to be high pressure sodium or metal halide. Yeah, it's a big open area here. And if we loop around this way, oh, we got a fireplace over here. Hey, that's cool looking. Someone's even put some stuff in there. Oh, there's like a squirrel or something up there. You see that thing? Okay then. And that's his home. Got another light over here. And here's a look at the other side. It's even got a little table over here. Well, this is the same side with the same fireplace, but we got a table and another light. There's our eyeball fixtures again. And forget using a post top, where you can just put a sheet of metal and a wall pack on it. That's totally a post top. But anyway, let's take a look over here, because we didn't walk up here yesterday. So let's see what we can see. And here we are in the inside. Pretty cool. As you can see, there's a walkway over here we can take up to the top, so we'll definitely do that. But the sun's blocked just perfectly at the moment to get a nice view in here. The United States Pavilion. So these must be some type of LED lights. I'm sure they're different colors, so they have to be LED, because that would be a really small enclosure for some type of T5 fluorescent. Pretty neat. And then they got a whole staircase here down, so I guess that's where we'll end up. Let's see if there's anything interesting on this little island between the two suspension bridges we didn't take a look at yesterday. Looks like a whole bunch of interesting art installations, I guess, or just information about how the whole dam system works, it looks like, in more of a, you know, kid-friendly, easy to understand manner. And of course on the little island here, we have some more acorns. I'm sure they're all LED, but ooh, now that is cool. Look at those floodlights. Yeah, those are awesome. Gotta love globe floodlights. Wonder what they have in them. Oh, looks like they got some floods, of course. The kind that have the plugs on the back. So they're not like a screw-in type, but you can kind of see them. They're kind of like a car headlight, you know, a power lamp, but it's got plugs on the back. Too bad they're in such sad state of affairs. There are some on the other side over there that seem to be in better condition, but they're in the trees, so it's kind of hard to get a good view of them. Neat old building over there. I think when I was walking past it the other day, it said it was a mill of some sort back in the day. But what in the world do you think this thing is? You think it's a siren or something? It's kind of hard to tell from my angle, but it looks like it might have some speakers or something on it. Very interesting. And in a world of boring LED, we have found more fun. More globe floodlights. Oh, how beautiful is that? Look at this beautiful blue background. Gotta get a picture of this. Oh my gosh, this is so picture worthy. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I didn't point it out yesterday, but those are some serious slides. I would have loved that when I was a kid. No, we're not going to Wendy's again. We're going to something around it here, though. I was looking up ice cream places and this cookie thing came up. I know all these gourmet cookie places are getting really popular. I've seen them popping up everywhere. Never heard of this Insomnia one, though. I've heard of Crave and Crumble or whatever. So why not give this a try, I guess. So I ended up getting a white lemon chocolate whatever spring thing, and then a double chocolate mint. I like mint and chocolate. So now we're gonna go around the corner here and well, we got the hotel over there, of course. Okay, so I lied. I did go to Wendy's. I got a Frosty. They had ice cream at this cookie place, but it was a little expensive for the size that you were getting. And I know I could get a large vanilla Frosty for like $4. So, okay, now we're finally going back to the hotel. Okay, we're back in the hotel room now. Obviously, I had to have a little bit of the Frosty on our way over here. So obviously it's good. But let's go ahead and see what these cookies are here. Okay, so that's their lemon white chocolate is what it's called here. So I like lemon. And then we have our other one is this, they call it the double chocolate mint. So I think having some cookies and Frosty here, it's gonna be pretty good. They're still warm too. So the double chocolate mint is good. They even got a hint of mint inside of the chocolate there. That's a good one. I like the crisp edges on it, soft middle. Let's try out the lemon one. Nice and lemony. I really like lemon anything, so that's really good. Again, a nice crisp edge with a bit of softness here towards the middle. These are gonna be good. Well, the cookies and Frosty certainly hit the spot. Now it's time to go and fill up one of these water cups again for the evening and just relax. Overall, the stay in the hotel was very good. I haven't had any issues or complaints here. It would have been nice if they had a couple more hooks to hang things up, but other than that, it's been a very decent experience. So I suppose today is the day, or just to drive back home. So I suppose we'll get on the road. Now it's time to be on the road again. And last but not least, Spokane has a lot of these Philips. I want to say they're like Lumec or something. They're kind of like their first LED street light. I actually have a video of one of these, new old stock, on the channel. I should get it installed sometime and do a more appropriate video with it than, you know, just showing it in a box. But hopefully we can brighten this up enough so you can get an idea what we're looking at here. Boy, that got way too bright. So here we are at the Spokane Restore. They got some induction lamps. That's pretty cool. Never seen a new induction lamp. From a brand name company, that is. Here we have some giant globe bulbs. Huh. Wonder what wattage they are. Ooh, look at that yellow one. That's cool. We'll have to look through that. All kinds of electrical F4T5 bulbs. Interesting. It's like it's halogen. Some blower wheel, I guess. Ooh, a lampy. Love lampy. That's a really thin one. Huh. Ooh, here we go. Here's bulbs. Okay, I'm going to take a moment and look around. Look at this cool thing. Here's a real quick look at everything I ended up picking up at the Restore. Got these Sylvania 25 watt bulbs. The cool thing is they're clear. Here is a Philips SL18. It's an R40 flood bulb. I remember seeing one of these at a electrical store many years ago. A mercury vapor bulb, a 300 watt incandescent. I got a solid state fan control, or maybe it's not solid state actually. It's got the different low, medium, high on it here. It's a quiet fan control of some kind. I don't know. Anyway, it was 50 cents. Finally found another one of these screw-in dimmers. As you may know, the other one I had on the main channel ended up burning up, so finally got another one of those. They had one of these meters for real cheap. Now, all this stuff was on some type of discount depending on the sticker, so I got all this for about $20. This is pretty cool. It's a lampy. I've never seen one this thin before. That's really neat. Lampy. And this really cool ProLight PL adapter floodlight. This is pretty cool. And let's see, two other things here is I picked up these 5 1/4 inch floppies. What am I going to do with them? I don't know, but it was like 50 cents on sale or something, so that it was even cheaper than that. But there's still some in here. I do have a drive for these, so maybe if someday I need some discs, hey, I got some discs now. And last but not least, my favorite find. Look at this thing. Ooh, this is so cool. A G40 yellow globe. Love this. So I'm going to put together a Finds the Day video on the main channel, but I wanted to show you a little bit of what I found right now. I really do hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. Leave a like down below and a comment. I do enjoy reading all of your comments. Of course, check out the other videos here on the screen. And until next time, thank you very much for watching.